Yeah.
One day I was kind of filling my oats,
Hmm.
and I don't, ninth grade, I was on top of the world. What can he say to me?
Okay.
And I called him by his first name.
Oh, oh no. Oh no. Did the ruler come out?
Several things came out.
Oh,
And you'd have thought World War III was about ready to
I've seen
start.
him throw erasers and chalk and all kinds of things.
Part of that formality.
Yeah,
You did
yeah.
not call him by his first
Absolutely.
name. And I don't know what
Absolutely.
got into me to do it, but I did. But he
Yeah.
was forgiving
Yes,
after
yes,
after a while. Okay, from Mix, somehow or other you wound up in San Francisco or in the Bay Area,
Yeah.
and you got involved with the music scene here, and you got
Yeah.
involved with this wonderful, well-known gentleman.
Yes. Before I got there, though, I went through a phase where I just wanted to sing. I just wanted to perform because I realized that at a certain point you just have to spend time performing. You have to be in front of people. You have to mess up, screw up and get up and do it all over again and find a way to satisfy an audience. And I took a gig with a top 40 band for like 2 years, and we just did everything. We did weddings and nightclubs and everything. And then I realized I wanted to do some jazz. And there used to be a place called Passan's nightclub, which was down on Union Street.
Yes, I remember.
It's here in San Francisco. And at the time, Passan had a sort of a hierarchy. There were certain bands that you would start out with, and if you did good in those bands, then you could move to the other band and that kind of thing. So as you became more of a show person and show person, whatever, then you could move up to the next band and the next band and the next band. So that was like a proving ground for us, and that was run by Perry, and I forget his last name. Perry and Bob were the two managers and slash owners at the time, and I thought that was a wonderful system for developing artists, because you had to come in, you had to look good, you had to perform, you had to like come up with your own material and your own show and manage the band and all of that stuff, and then get out there and perform it and sell it, sell the act and all that. So that was just a real great learning experience
And
for
how
all of us.
long were you sort of in the beginning band till you moved your way up to the
Oh
higher
yeah, I
level?
started out. I got a call from a wonderful lady, a good dear friend of mine who I've known for many years, Pat Smith, here in San Francisco. And at the time, she had another singer who was supposed to take a slot. Now the way it works is you went in, you did like 2 songs. If they liked it, you could come back and you could do like an hour. If they like it, you could come back and do two sets, like a half night with somebody else. If they like you then you could do a whole night.
Wow.
So I came in, I got a call like the week before. It was like a Sunday afternoon thing, and that would be the time when you get a chance to do your stuff.
Yeah.
She called me. She didn't know me from anywhere. She just had referenced him from a gentleman named Sterling Cotton. I don't know if you knew him or not, but great singer and artist who unfortunately passed. But Sterling couldn't do it, so I got this call and said, we have this slot. Do you want to take it? And I had just quit the band that I had been with, a top 40 band I'd been with, and I was doing jazz with a young lady named Molly Holm, who will tie into the Bobby connection in a moment. But anyway, so I had started doing that. I was doing more jazz, and I did my slot at Passan's. It went great. I moved on up. It was just a wonderful thing. So Molly Holm, anyway, and not to be long-winded about this, but Molly Holm had a relationship with Bobby McFerrin.
Bobby who?
McFerrin.
Bobby who?
Bobby McFerrin.
Okay.
Don't worry, be happy, all of that stuff, yeah. And through Molly, a group was put together. Bobby put out a call for singers. He wanted to try something innovative and different, which is a vocal orchestra. All voices, no instruments. And it became Voicestra. And to this, we're still members today. We still travel the world. And
So
yeah.
you're still performing as a group?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So when the call comes up, we go.
You just go?
Yeah.
Well, wonderful.
We love it.
And you
That's right.
recently did some work in Russia.
Yes.
How long were you over there?
Well, I've done 2 tours in Russia. I went in February during the coldest time of the year to 30 and 40 below weather. So I was there for just about a month in February.
And you survived the 30 and 40?
I lived through it.
Okay.
But it's brutal, I'm telling you. I've got stories.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So you were there. You've done 2 tours.
And the most recent tour was done in June.
And last year, or maybe year before last, you did a show at Yoshi's that you recorded.
I did, yes. Yeah.
And that was kind of dedicated to, not dedicated, but the works of Lou Rawls?
It was saluting the work of Lou Rawls.
Okay.
I didn't dedicate it to him per
Okay.
se, but I just wanted to do, he was such an influence on me musically. When his album Lou Rawls Live came out, it really struck me as that this is the way a
That I
mature
wanna sing.
jazz artist, jazz and blues artist
Now,
presents himself.
one thing I hadn't mentioned to our audience, and that is that Nicolas will be one of the performers in Afro Solo Arts Festival 16, Sweet 16. He will be in the event that opens the festival on August the 1st. It's a free outdoor concert at Yerba Buena Gardens on Mission between 3rd and 4th Streets. So come down and hear him. We've got a few minutes left. What type of music will you be performing at the concert?
I'll be performing mostly the jazz and blues repertoire from my 3 albums. Well, actually from 4 albums that I put out. A lot of some of the material that came from the Live at Yoshi's album, but also a little of the material that came from my first album, Crossing the Line. And we'll see about the second and third albums.
Okay.
You know.
And
Yeah.
You'll be working with the trio?
I'll be working with Design Claiborne on drums, Jeff Brennan on bass, and Glenn Pearson on keyboards.
Wonderful,
Yeah,
wonderful.
it's a beautiful
And have you
little
worked
trio.
with them? You've worked with them before?
Oh, absolutely.
Good,
Absolutely.
Good, good.
Yeah.
In terms of your experience, your work as a singer, what do you remember most about you? I mean, what is it most about singing that really turns you on?
It is such a pure form of expression. I mean, it is, in all of my life, I've used my singing to express myself in ways I can't or couldn't do at the time verbally. I remember through my teenage years when I was stressed about the girlfriends, you know, I would walk in the rain and sing, you know, that sort of thing. So it's always been an emotional outlet for me. And
In terms of living here in the Bay Area, in terms of the vocal artists here, and you've been around the country and around different parts of the world,
yes.
how do the artists here stack up, if we want to use that term, with other artists you've seen around the world?
Well, I mean, the Bay Area artists are on par with anybody around the world. I mean, we've got the best of the best here as well. You know, unfortunately, we don't have as many venues as we used to in terms of playing and that. But people come here because of the quality of life. It's a wonderful place to live. It's a wonderful place to commune with other artists and to create new and different music.
Good.
Yeah.
Now, how does your singing give voice to the African American experience, or do you see it doing that?
It is there just by my heritage, my background. It is there. I come from that material. I can envision many a southern night, you know, and it influences my music. It's in everything I sing and the way I sing and the way I speak.
Yes.
You know, it's all there.
Now, let's go back to Nashville for a few moments.
Okay.
If I say Hart Street, what comes to your mind?
That's my home. That's my house is on Hart.
Ramsey Street.
Ramsey, man. This is my neighborhood. This is my neighborhood.
So it
This
just
is where I
sort of takes
grew
you
up.
back.
Takes
Takes
me
you
way back.
there.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned Michael Jackson, and I don't want to end without you having some thoughts with his passing and kind of what's happened around him. Do you have any thoughts about that, or in general about Michael Jackson?
Well,
his influence.
It feels I've lost a lot of family members through my life during my lifetime, and it feels like I've lost a family member. You know, he was not perfect, and none of us are. But he was a great influence, artistically and musically, for many people, and it's a tragic loss.
Thank you very much.
It's my
Believe it
pleasure.
or not, our time is just about up.
That's not possible.
We've been talking with Nicolas Bearde here in the studio, AfroSoloTV, and it's been nice having you here. Afro Solo Arts Festival will start on August the 1st, and we hope you will check out our website, www.afrosolo.org, and we'll see you there.